Yes, sir. Ross?
Here.
White?
Here.
Taylor?
Here.
Robinson?
Here.
Baxter?
Here.
Vouch?
Here.
Height is out. And Witcher?
Present.
A quorum is present, sir.
Okay, if you would, let's stand for the prayer to be led by Ms. Ross and pledge by Ms. White.
Okay, please bow our heads. Let us give thanks to God our Father for all his gifts so freely bestowed upon us, for the beauty and wonder of your creation in earth and sky and sea, for your daily food and drink, our homes and family and our friends, for minds to think and hearts to love and hands to serve, for health and strength to work and leisure and to rest and play, for the brave and courageous who are patient in suffering and faithful in adversity, for all valiant seekers after truth, liberty, and justice, we thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have a motion for?
So moved.
Okay, it's 1 through 11? Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
Second.
We can't hear you.
Well, that's because somebody keeps turning it off. Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes.
Now communication, sir.
Okay, call for communications, I think 1 through 11,
Can we pull 8 and 10?
8 and 10.
Can we read 10 first?
Any others?
Okay, let's call 10 first. Obviously, I'm not Mayor Smith. So,
Communication number 10 is a memorandum dated June 21, 2013 to honorable members of the North Little Rock City Council from Mayor Joe A. Smith regarding City Council meeting on June 24, 2013. I will not be present at the City Council meeting on June 24, 2013 as I am attending the U.S. Conference of Mayors annual meeting. Per Ordinance 8538, Alderman Murray Witcher has been notified that he is scheduled to serve as President pro tempore.
Move to accept and file.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
yes. Okay, the other one Ms. Ross called out.
Number
Okay.
8.
On number
Number
8,
eight,
do you want it
please.
read or by title?
Ms. Ross?
In its entirety, please.
Okay. This is a letter dated June 17, 2013. Mayor Joe A. Smith and North Little Rock City Council. Dear Mayor Smith and City Council, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will be doing a remedial investigation to search for ordinances in Burns Park and 2 other properties near North Little Rock. As you may remember, in 2011, several ordinances were found in Burns Park, north of the RV Park and south of the Boy Scout Trailhead. The trails in the area were reviewed and were remediated of ordinances at that time. To do a more extensive search, a Corps contractor will come into the park and evaluate over 80% of Burns Park. The park will be split into 38 grids. In each grid, transit spacing of either 125 or 275 feet apart will be done, and there's a referenced map. Transit paths 4 foot wide will be cut, and clearing all underbrush that is less than 3 inches in diameter will be done, so equipment needed to review the area will have clear access for investigation. To help assure safety in reference to ordinances that may still be present, signage was placed and has been maintained in Burns Park since 2011. The public has been asked to recognize, retreat, and report any potential issues. The Burns Park investigation, along with the State Wildlife Management Area in Faulkner County and an area west and south of Camp Robinson in Pulaski County, will take about 2 years to complete. I will be available at City Council on June 24, 2013 to answer general questions concerning the investigation. Sincerely, Bob Rhodes, CPRP Director of Parks and Recreation.
Move to accept and file.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes,
You want to get a motion, a blanket motion on the remaining
Please.
communications?
So moved.
okay, on the motion?
On the remaining
you check on
communications,
that?
Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to take a moment of personal privilege to
call R11-115, please, so we can dispense with that piece of business.
R 11-115.
Excuse me, 13-115.
Hold on.
Resolution 13-115.
Resolution
Did I throw you a
13-1.
curve?
Excuse me?
Did I throw you a curve?
Yes. Resolution 13-115, a resolution confirming the appointment of blank to the Board of Commissioners of Central Arkansas Water.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Okay. And a second? Okay. Do we have an amendment for 13-115?
Yes, sir. If I can find it.
Okay. Mr. Rich, will you step forward, please? We're always pleased to have Mr. Rich with us from Central Arkansas Water. We have a new appointee. It's a Little Rock appointment. Mr. Rich, you want to tell us about him, please?
I'll be happy to, Alderman Witcher. Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you this evening. As you are well aware of, the Central Arkansas Water Board is comprised of 7 appointees, 4 from the City of Little Rock and 3 from the City of North Little Rock. This past year, Commissioner Rimmer, Tom Rimmer, who was an original appointee by the City of Little Rock, indicated that he would not seek reappointment. As we do typically through this process, we will advertise for interested people to submit their resumes and letters of qualification to our board for their review. We had an outstanding response and a number of qualified applicants. The board interviewed 3 top tier applicants, and they recommended to both boards that John Braun, who is retired CEO of the Heritage Group in Sherwood, be appointed as the new Little Rock appointee to our board. Last week, the City of Little Rock approved his appointment, and today we are respectfully asking that this board approve Mr. Braun's appointment. Sadly, I have failed in my very first job duty under Mr. Braun, and that is to make sure I get him proper directions to where the meeting is being held. And so he had planned on being here. I will accept full responsibility for him not being here, but I will make sure that he will return with me at some point in the future so that you will get to meet him.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rich. All right. So we have an amendment for R 13-115.
Yes, sir. We have prepared an amendment to that resolution which inserts the name of Mr. John Braun as the appointee.
Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay. All right. On the amendment,
Yes, sir. Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor? Yes. Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
yes. On the resolution is amended.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the motion to adopt as amended, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Rich. Thank you so much. Okay. Could we go back to the agenda, please?
Yes, sir. Next is the scheduled public hearings.
Okay. The call to order a public hearing on O 1352, establishing the Young Road Multiple Purpose Municipal Improvement District Number 33 of the City of North Little Rock. Mr. Harden, are you around? There you go. Hey, Bob.
I'm Bob Harden. I've been retained by the organizers to help them form the Young Road Multi-Purpose Improvement District. It is a municipal improvement district. We have filed a petition, given the notices, and I have provided the city attorney with copies of the notices that were published, copies of the actual notices delivered to the property owners in the district, and the certificate from the assessor that we have a majority of the property owners in the district that have signed the petition. We further provided a copy of a certificate from the title company indicating who the property owners, who all the property owners lying within the boundaries of the district are. And under the statute, it provides basically if we have a majority of the petitioners in this district then of course, and this council so provides, then you will adopt and form the district. The purpose of this district is to do road and infrastructure improvements for the initial section of Young Road near Maumelle, or the Maumelle and interstate connection out there. And if y'all have any issue or questions about the property itself, Mr. Pfeiffer, who's one of the property owners, is also here that can answer any questions you might have.
Any questions of Mr. Harden? You'll have another shot, because I think Mr. Pfeiffer also signed up.
Okay.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be here always. Do you have questions, or you want me to make a little pitch?
Whatever you'd like to do. You have
Well,
3 minutes.
We're Young Road, of course, is an abandoned county road that just meanders off of North Shore Drive, which is a part of the North Shore Business Park. And we believe that it will be a logical expansion of North Shore Business Park, which, as you know, has brought a number of businesses to North Little Rock and a number of employees and a wonderful tax base for this city. Some of our larger employers and taxpayers in North Shore Business Park, of course, are the Arkansas Surgical Hospital, the Arkansas Arkansas Environmental
ADEQ.
ADEQ, which is the only state agency for the state of Arkansas not located in Little Rock, the state capital. We have a Blue Cross Blue Shield data center and a total of 27 businesses in the park. We believe that Young Road could be an expansion of the park if it was on a city street, which it is not now, and if that street was served with an 8-inch water line. Some of the businesses that are on that street, 2 of them represented in our district, the Cantrell Auto Service, represented by Sarah Keithley and her sister's family, who are here today, and a dentist, Dr. Zwiffler, who couldn't be here today through illness, has established a dental clinic, but they are on an inadequate street. And when you annexed that portion of Young Road into the city, of course, they found themselves in a position where they cannot really expand their businesses without being on a city street and without having city water. So they're on the north side of Young Road. I have the vacant property on the south side of Young Road, and by improving the street and putting in the water, their properties will be improved, and I will be able to have additional inventory to sell for the business park.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. I think Mr. Pfeiffer needs to toot his own horn. I think that business park is way above what everyone and anyone expected to be out there, and we're certainly pleased with that development and what you've done out there. So
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you.
Well, let me say, I've developed in Little Rock, I've developed in North Little Rock, and I've developed in Maumelle. And thanks to your city, the administration, the people in your planning department, this city is a much more friendly place to business than our friends across the river. And I really appreciate the opportunity to develop in the city of North Little Rock. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. All right, let's consider 01352 at this time, please.
01352, an ordinance establishing the Young Road Multipurpose Municipal Improvement District Number 33 of the City of North Little Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the rules, place on second reading.
Second.
Second.
Thank you.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes.
An ordinance establishing the Young Road Multipurpose Municipal Improvement District Number 33 of the City of North Little Rock, second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place it on its third reading.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes.
An ordinance establishing the Young Road Multipurpose Municipal Improvement District Number 33 of the City of North Little Rock, third and final reading.
Before we go to the third reading, are there any comments or questions that any of you have? Sir?
On here it says that a majority of the owners signed the petition. There was one property owner there that was pretty adamant that they were opposed to this. Was there any attempts to accommodate their
Mr. Harden?
needs and requests?
Yes, attempts were made before forming the district, and then, of course, the district was, a copy of the petition was provided to him before filing, and then, of course, he was provided a copy after filing and notice of this hearing, both by certified mail and, of course, by published notice.
Okay, and the requirement for ownership is it 51%?
It's a majority,
Majority.
a majority under this, yes.
But at just one of the previous council meetings, there was one of the folks, one of the businesses there that was very opposed to this, and I was just making sure that they were afforded every opportunity to.
Certainly, and Mr. Pfeiffer actually had a personal meeting and also visited with him about it and the desires of the property owners.
Thank you, Mr. Harden. Okay, on the motion?
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes. On the
On the
emergency?
emergency, Ross?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Vouch?
Yes.
And Witcher?
Yes. If you would, let's have, begin a hearing on O 1362. Call it, please. For
You want me to go ahead and read it?
hearing, yes, go ahead.
This is an ordinance establishing the Indian Hills Restricted Parking District. First reading.
Okay, let's go to public comments first. Mr. Whiting, I think you've signed up for this. This is my neighbor, Steve Whiting, who is also president of the Indian Hills Association.
Thank you, Mr. Witcher. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here about the ordinance, and it is basically an application by an organization for the establishment of a restricted parking district for the subdivision known as Indian Hills. Indian Hills, as you know, was built in the 1960s and 1970s when most residences, and it is a residential neighborhood, had basically 2 cars or 1 car. Most of the homes in the area are still single-family dwellings. Most of the homes have 1 or 2 carports or garages. We've had a problem with certain residences that have become eyesores because of numbers of cars parked in the grass or parked blocking sidewalks. It is a detriment to the property values of every home in the subdivision. We'd asked that the ordinance or the restricted parking district prevent, as already in other sections of city code, parking on in front yards or side yards. The other thing that is proposed in this residential parking district is a prohibition on parking large recreational vehicles and large commercial vehicles. No one in the neighborhood has a problem with somebody that brings a car home from business and drives it back the next day. And quite honestly, we don't have much of a problem in people that are parking recreational vehicles there on a temporary basis to load or unload. But again, the concern is in those vehicles that have made themselves into eyesores at those affected residences. And the event that large RVs and large commercial vehicles will make a distinctly non-residential appearance in this neighborhood that is almost all still single-family dwellings. We also feel that the regulation will enhance public safety and that it will provide at least a start in a regulation of, or to establish and to maintain flow of traffic and access by emergency vehicles. We ask that the council consider our wishes in this matter. Thank you.
All right, so the council will know this is the first of 2 public hearings that we'll have. The second one will be July 8th. My intent is to read it to through the second reading tonight and hold it for the final reading on July 8th. Are there any questions of Mr. Whiting Ms. Ross?
Does the neighborhood group, do you have a database? Has information been sent out to the residents? I'm just curious if you have a database of all the homes within the map? in the
We
restricted-
have used the neighborhood services office to conduct a scan. We went through our Facebook and our website. We did have a meeting, although it was not attended by the majority of the people in the area. We had actually the most people that we have had in a meeting since the election. So we did have a group of 30 people. There was one RV owner that was opposed to it, but again, he is less than 3%, or actually approximately 3% of the population, and in that neighborhood, that is a representative percentage of people that have large RVs that would be affected. So we have attempted to get comment by other members of the community and the subdivision.
Okay, so when you said that you use neighborhood service, did they do the every door delivery so that everyone has been notified?
It was my understanding that they did delivery to 500 houses in the area. I'm not sure how many total households there are.
I'm just trying to establish that everyone has been notified. I know that when we did the Lakewood, we made sure that we sent out letters that everyone knew, so I was just curious how you
Well,
had gone
again, we
about
went through the
that.
neighborhood services. They did mail it out a notice.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Ross, so you'll know these discussions began last fall, talking to the neighborhood groups, and they carried on through the election cycle and then into this year. And I think actually the neighborhood services advertised it several times, and we reached at one point or the other, I think all the individuals which would be involved.
And in fact, I appeared before this body how many months ago? So the wishes of our organization have been aired repeatedly.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everyone's had the opportunity to be notified.
Thank you, Ms. Ross. Ms. White?
I just had one question. I'm not as familiar with this area as you are. There's pockets of areas that I would have thought was Indian Hills that aren't included. If those areas got in touch with you and said they want to be included in this, would they be able to?
Which specific?
Well, I'm just looking at some of the little pockets of streets here. Stanwood Loop and a few areas like that that touch on Indian Hills. They're not part of Indian Hills?
There was one portion, the map we received from city planning appeared to have a portion on the east side of North Hills that may not in fact have been in that issue or in that subdivision. But the other pockets, again, I'm unfortunately relying on the city planning map that we received.
Maybe through this public hearing, if someone in those areas sees and want to be included, they'd have that opportunity? Is that?
Well, they can either ask to be included, or if they come up in force, they can ask to be excluded if they do not belong to the Indian Hill subdivision.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Fail?
And I guess this would be for the city attorney. And one of the conditions here is no parking commercial or larger recreational vehicles on property. Under that code, Chapter 9, Section 4, does it break down what's considered a larger recreational vehicle? Is there a footage, length, wheelbase, terms of parking there? Well, I mean, it's kind of vague just saying larger recreational. Somebody